Hello again, I'm Suresh Designer. Today we have part 3 of the house design. I'm going to show you how we can render the scene exactly like it in the Enscape. So let's get ready. Actually, we model this type of house, this modern house, very simple and easy, with some special techniques about components, groups and rectangle in SketchUp. So now time for the rendering. One note I must say in here is that I use ready objects in Enscape, and you can use online sources in your country, so you can download it with full crack from different sites or another things. So I click on the asset library. I want to start with these brushes, but I don't know how I can find them. You have two ways. You can scroll down your mouse, or you can search bar in the Enscape. So I prefer to use search bar because maybe I need some type of different objects for my scene. So let's get started. At the first, you can use different type of trees you want because the leaves as the same at every type of pictures. So I'm gonna scroll down to find my favorite bushes like this. I think maybe if I reach to the vegetations, I'm gonna start with this flower roses. I click on them. I want to set them in different type of places I like or I want, no matter they in each other, because it makes your render much real. I came back to my asset library. So this arbol tree is good, like this. Another one for here. Actually, always try to use some different trees because different trees have some different details and make your render much realistic. I want to set these trees someplace like that, and another one at the back side of the house like this one and this one. So I'm gonna select these 4 trees. I'm gonna make some copy of them on green axis and flip them on green direction. So now I reach to the conclusion I want. Now I think it's good. So I came back to my asset library again. I want to use these leaves on the floor like that to make my render much realistic. Right, and I think I come to the house design and Enscape objects. So as you can see, we use all type of different trees we have. I prefer to use another trees in there and this place. You can see the differences in the renders at the last, so don't worry about it. I come down, and now I'm looking for some small trees, something like that. Not bad, good. I'm gonna set it on this place. I scale it down, something about 0.75, 3 out of 4 I mean. So I click on the isometric view, I change my view. I'm gonna set this tree in this place and another smaller tree in here. I come back to my asset library. So something like that, maybe I think maybe this one is not bad for the start. So I'm gonna click it here, scale it down every type of number you want, and move it in different axes to reach to your main position. Actually it passed these 3 lines, so I'm gonna set it in this place like that. Okay, and we need 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 brushes. So I'm gonna come to the Enscape asset library. I'm looking to the brushes. I think this one is not bad in here, and this one. So I'm gonna set it for here and select this one for here, here, and here, like that. I want to triple click on it, take some type of copies of them. You can add some other type of brushes if you want. For example, I want to add this to my screen like this, and no matter why, or if you don't like, you can delete it. Very simple and easy. Okay, I think it's done. I can use this little bit high quality brushes in different sides. So we have some brushes in this place, the corner of the house, between the at the left side of the garage door. So I come to this place, I open my asset library, something like them. Maybe I think this type of bushes is not bad. I'm gonna click here and right click and take some copies of them, select them, and make some copy at the right side. Like this. Alright, I think everything is ready for the rendering. So I'm gonna close this photo. I come and save all of my changes. I close my asset library and I want to start Enscape like that. It depends on your hardware and softwares. So if you use some graphic cards upper than GTX or RTX, actually you have some easy installation and run in the Enscape, part of the chaos. So this model was bring for us. I come to this model like that. So now it's good. Okay, I click on the visual setting and I reduce it to the medium quality. I come to the image. I want to set auto contrast. I come to the atmosphere. We don't have any fog in our picture. I want to open my picture from here. Okay, as you can see. Alright, I want to turn on my safe frame. So this picture is something about 16:9 and it's a widescreen render, so I want to make it closer. So I use this resolution 2. I come to my SketchUp model. I open the Enscape rendering, minimize it, minimize SketchUp, open my material library. So now we have the scene. I think everything is great. I'm gonna click on the visual setting. I come to the main menu and I want to reduce the field of view like that. I change my walking position and increase the height of my camera like that. Very simple and easy. So I want to use 2-point perspective like this, and I set it on the 16 horizontal. So I came a little bit backward like that and get it to the upward like this. Okay, I think it's good, not very bad. So I close this window. I open the material of the Enscape. I come to the window of the SketchUp, model info, statics, purge unused, fix problems. Okay, let's get to work. I'm gonna go to the selection in model materials and use sample page. I'm gonna start with the asphalt. As you can see, asphalt in here have some foliages, so I'm gonna change it to the foliage like that. I reduce the roughness something about 34, or maybe 56 is not bad in here. I increase the specular about 61. Now come for the doors. As you can see, these doors have a little bit reflection on the environment, so I'm gonna open it like this. I click on that. I start with this place. I want to reduce the reflection about 26 and increase the specular about 60, and I use this for this black extrudation here. I reduce it to the 10, or maybe 28 is good. Specular about 57, and these numbers you can adjust it by your experience, and it's not very formal. So I come to this door place. I want to reduce the roughness something about 39, and Metallica about 1, specular about 66, and these options for the right side like that. So about 39, 1%, and 66. Okay, I'm gonna click on this partition. I came back to my picture. As you can see, this partition have a normal material and same as the color, so I want to reduce it about 50, and Metallica about 1%, and specular about 79. So I'm gonna click on the eyedropper. I come to my doors in here. So these doors must be have reflective than the others, so I want to put 9% like that, or maybe 19%, and I reduce the specular of 41. Now come to the window glasses. As you can see, I turn it down, scroll it down. We have some option called frost glass. If you click on it, you can disable the reflection. Opacity is about 50. I decrease it to the 10, or I can increase it to the 80 to make it a little bit yellower. I want to use tint color something about maybe lemonade like that, or a little bit yellower than it like this. And if you increase the reflection index, you can see some type of differences between it and make it much glossiness than the past. I want to set 1.2, specular about 29, and I want to increase the roughness something about 20. Okay, go to the window frames. I'm gonna select them. I'm gonna decrease the roughness something about 61. Okay, not bad. 54. I come to the walls. As you can see, I want to click on it. Now we have this color set and material adjustment. I'm gonna reduce the roughness. As you can see, these material have a little bit reflection of the sunlight, so I'm gonna decrease it something about 71, like it, much better. So I'm gonna click on these edges. I want these edges completely Metallica, so I decrease the roughness as I can, for example 17, and I want to change the color of it, for example something about gray like that, and come to this wood panels in here. I click on them. Now I have the material editor. I want to reduce the roughness something about 40 like that, and change the tint color. In this picture we have some brown color, so I want to change the tint color to the brown. I want to find some brown color, for example sandy brown, sienna, chocolate. Okay, I think Peru color is not bad. And a little bit I want fade image. Look at this wood panels in here. If I decrease the image fade, as you can see, for example, I want to set it on the 70%. As you can see, we have some texture lines much lower than the past, so this number is not good for it. I want to change it to the 91, and now I think it's better in here. I want to increase the reflection, so I decrease the roughness, something about 24, like that. So let's get for the parkings and garage. So I want to click on the eyedropper. I click on this wall. I want to reduce the roughness, something about 22, like that, and come to the garage doors. I want to click on it. It's completely metallica and made with the metal, so I'm gonna create some metallic material for it. I come to the Enscape environment, roughness about 19%, metallica is about 6%, and the specular is about 84. So I click on the eyedropper, and last material we have in here is the left side's garage door. Same for it, like that. And now I'm gonna click on the eyedropper again. The last material we have in here is the grasses in the yard, so I'm gonna click on this grass. As you can see in the photo, we have some green grass in here, something like mint green. So I'm gonna come to the Enscape environment, in the SketchUp environment. I want to increase the height of my grass, something about, for example, 30. I want to convert it to the 46, and height variation about 66, like that. So the tint color is some light green like this. Maybe it's a little bit too high for it, so I'm going to decrease it to some yellow green. Okay, and I want to decrease the roughness. Maybe you can't feel the roughness in the grass or carpet textures, but it's useful in your renders. So increase the specular something about 88, and as you can see, we have this picture in here. Very simple and easy. I really enjoy to model this photo. So only we have roof in here, and we don't set the material for it. So I'm gonna eyedrop on it. I come to the material, and I want to reduce the roughness something about 34. As you can see, we have much better result in here, or maybe 56 is good. The color is the a little bit dim gray, like that. And you can change the color on the advanced mode, for example something like this. Now it's much better. I want to increase the specular about 56, and I think everything is done. So I'm gonna close the material editor. I come to the Enscape environment. So this place is empty, and what we can do is that we can create some type of walls for it, but I don't suggest it for you. So I'm gonna come a little bit higher, like that. Okay, like this. So I press F on my keyboard, and I want to create some type of lens shot for my image, and I want to set this points. For example, X about 32, Y is about 3.3, and Z is about -8.9, and pitch is about 0, and Y is about 90 degree. I don't want to save the sun position. I name it about E1, and I set as the favorite. I create it. Okay, now I have E1 rendering scene. I can change my sun position like that, or I can remove the sun. If you look at the photo, you can see that the weather is clear and we don't have any sun, and it's like the weather is cloudy. So for this result, I can change my weather type like that. I can hold Shift plus right click and change my view like this. but I want to save some type of leaves and shadows on my screen to make my render much realistic. For this reason, I'm gonna set the sun stay on my job and render. Maybe this one is perfect. So I'm gonna come to the visual setting. I want to decrease the field of view, something like that. Maybe the number called 36 is the best. So if I want to have the upstairs and roofs, maybe I need to zoom it back. So we have these empty places, and what we can do, I will tell you now. So I set it on the 44 or 48 like this. In the sky option, you have some option, for example, white background, as you can see. But maybe it's not useful in here, so I want to set some type of white cubes like that. And in the HDR mode, you can see these white cubes on your screen in the Enscape. I want to press F. I want to came back to my E1 shot rendering model. So I'm gonna set the sun position something like this. Change the sun position like that. So if you add some type of cars or vehicles, actually your render gets much realistic than the past. I'm gonna close the view manager. I come to the SketchUp. I close this default trace in here. So I want to make some copy of these trees downstairs like that to fill my screen, and another copy from this tree on red direction like that. And same as this work in this place, I want to make some copy of it like this and set this tree on red direction like that. As you can see, our screen's empty places are done. So I came back to my Enscape model. This problem is very simple and easy, and we solved it. So I'm gonna click on the visual setting. I want to increase the rendering quality to the ultra like this, and maybe your system go and blow up and explode. So I want to click on the outline. I set it about 8%, something like that. I want to change the sun, something about 7 a.m. of the morning. Okay, and I come to the visual setting again, image. I need some colder screen, so I'm gonna increase the color temperature from 6.6 Kelvin to the 7000 Kelvin or 8000 Kelvin. We don't need any motion blur, so I'm gonna reduce it to the 26. Lens flare is not, so I reduce it to the 20. Bloom is something about 0. I type 4%. And vignette is about 20. Chromatic aberration is the lines error, so I'm gonna reduce it to the 4%. I come to the atmosphere settings, so I want to increase the sun brightness to the 90%. We don't have any shadows on the screen, but if you want, you can increase the shadow sharpness about 60. I want some artificial light brightnesses on my screen, like self-illumination or some other artificial lights. So I increase it to the 124. Ambient light and brightness something about 56, and I want to render all of these trees very sharp, so I'm gonna reduce the window speed to the 0. And what about the sky? In the sky, I'm gonna increase the density of the clouds, so from 50 I want to increase it to the 66, variety 76 like that, and cirrus amount something about 86. like this. And we don't have any airplane countries, so I'm gonna decrease it to the 0. In the latitude you can play with the clouds, how they go, like that. So I think this one is good. And the number is something about 4880. Then the output, I want to increase the resolution by the custom mode. I want to make it to the QHD, high definition image quality, so I'm going to type 2560 and 81440, like this. So now we had some quad HD render in here, and if I want to say it easily, we have some 4K rendering in here, but the asphalt texture have some problems. So I want to increase exposure a little bit, about 56, and I want to close it, minimize it. I come to the Enscape material library, so I'm gonna find the asphalt material. I want to click on that from the back side. I click on it. The whites is a little bit low. I want 1 to 1, like this, and I want a little bit rotation for my asphalt, for example 40 degree, and I think now it's good. And the roughness is about 56. I think 66 is better, or maybe 59, something like that. And tint color is a little bit darker, like the silver. So I think everything is ready. Now we don't have any job, but we have some a little bit empty places in here. So I'm gonna come to the SketchUp model and select this tree a little bit on the green direction, and this problem has been solved in here. So I came back to my model. I press Shift plus F11, and we have the render saving box. So I want some JPG image. I write it render, for example, X. So in the downloads, I'm going to save it. It depends on your system and your hardware. If you use some type of RTX graphic cards, actually you have a high speed in your rendering. So my system graphic card is a GTX 960, 2GB is the NVIDIA, and ready for the gaming, but I prefer to use some higher quality and faster graphic cards. If you enjoy this tutorial, please like and subscribe our channel. We need your support, we need your help, and we wait to exporting the image. Like and subscribe, don't forget it, and goodbye.